Hi, everyone. A friend of mine just shared this statement. He said, there aren't two sides to a story. Your job is to find the third one. And he asked what we thought. And I wanted to share what I thought about this because I think this is a friend who I just adore, and he is one of the most caring, supportive human beings who is a deep listener and very, very caring. And he said, there aren't just two sides to a story. Your job is to find the third one. And years ago, I used to have this thing that I would say to couple clients. It's his truth, her truth, and another truth that we want to look for. And now there's something in me has shifted as I've done more and more work on myself, that I don't just see it as his truth, her truth, and the real truth. I see that we are so multidimensional that we have different truths within us. Other people have different truths within them, and the relationship has other truths within them. We contain multitudes. We're not binary of just one truth and somebody else has another truth and there's a third truth. And when we do that, it follows a similar thing. And I'm sure this wasn't his intent, but this is what I was doing years ago, is that I used to say, Wayne Dyer used to say, you can either be kind or you can be right, or you can be happy. I think he said you can either be happy or you can be right. And when I was in my sort of bypassing new agey phase, that was all the rage of going, you can be happy or you can be right. So when I was confronting abuse, my sister said, you can be happy or you can be right. I'm like, there's no compassion in that. It's just a complete dismissal of what I'm experiencing. So when we say to somebody, well, you've got your truth, they've got their truth, and there's a third truth, it just feels really invalidating. And so for me, what I think is now, having been somebody who did that, I can really see, having received that on the other side, just how invalidating it is for somebody to go, well, there are other truths and let's look at their perspective too, because that just leaves you feeling completely invalidated. For me, what is healthier is to validate whatever person's truth there is, whatever they're experiencing, and unfold it, because you might have a very strong truth in somebody that's on the outside that's angry and upset, but underneath we find other secret truths that are hiding of desire, or desire to connect. Like the angry part might be going, I'm done, I'm divorced, but the truth underneath might be, I'm hurting and I'm in pain. I've just had a challenging situation with a friend where he was accusing me of doing something that he was doing, and then he went, oh shit, I'm being a hypocrite. Yeah. And there was noticing we are nuanced. We are not just one-dimensional people that with one truth. We have multiple dimensions of truth within us, of different needs that haven't been met. And when we just say to somebody, it's just one truth and there are other truth, we have to look for the third truth. I think there are way more than three truths of his truth, her truth, and the truth that we want to look for. And what matters to me is that whatever truth somebody is presenting, like some people come to me and go, I'm not sure if I was sexually abused or not. And I say, I don't care if you were abused or not. If you feel you were, that's what matters. And as we look at it, we will unravel what was the pain, what were your needs, and what is the repair that you need for your soul. So I don't care if the truth is not perfect, because memories fade and memories are weird. And when we're reactive, we think things differently. My daughter's writing an essay on eyewitness testimony, and she has to look at all the different things of, is eyewitness testimony real? Only in like 29% of the time, 71% of the time it's wrong, because memory changes, that people see things that weren't there. There are so many different things, and that's the same as when we have an issue. Not everything that we're saying is exact truth. The truth isn't, in essence, what's important. What matters is, as we are listening to whoever we're speaking to, we care about what their experience is. We empathize with them. We validate their experience. We ask what they need. And if they need support, if we're in a place to give them support, what support they need to resolve it, and where that's going. And then that is something to work with. But when we give this sort of still face of, oh, this is just a truth, and there's another truth, what it leaves people feeling is quite violated and unmet and unseen, and their feelings are completely bypassed. And so rather than thinking in a trichotomy, I don't know if that's a word, of three truths, there's a multiple layers of truth. There might be truth about what we think about ourselves, or the shame that we feel about ourselves, and that's affecting the truth that we have. But if somebody responds to that truth, it will help us to access the shame that we're feeling, which will clear and open to another truth, or multiple truths that are in there of multiple and varying and different needs. And the more that we are met and received with empathy, the more the amygdala, that is the sort of storehouse of emotional reaction, will calm and allow our brains to focus more on the cortex, where there's more to be found, to dialogue with, to meet. And when we can do that, then there's more option and capacity and possibility for solutions. But when somebody is presenting a truth and made wrong, going, there's a third truth we need to look at, then what happens is this truth that they were holding gets invalidated, so they have to deal with that hurt of the truth, plus the invalidation, plus then trying to defend what they were saying. But if that truth is just met with empathy, with care, with compassion, with goodness, then that evaporates and dissolves, and they can create a solution. And that's the same with, what I've been sharing in the Tame the Triggers workshop. For any of you who are not in the Tame the Triggers workshop and want to be, you're absolutely welcome to come and join us. We're just heading into this week 10 minutes a day of Tame the Triggers links. So every day there's a 10-minute lesson. And today's has been recorded. So if you sign up now, you'll be able to go and get that lesson today of looking at, do we give from overflow or from empty? Because when we are empty, and we have been giving out a lot, and then we are made wrong or something happens, the triggering is just so huge. And that's just happened with me, of where I was giving out a lot, and I was trying to find ways to be heard, and I wasn't, and it blew up into really, really challenging situation. So I don't want you to make the same mistakes as me. So come and join the Tame the Triggers, and we'll be looking at that today. How to fill yourself up so you are giving from overflow, not empty. I'm sending